So for every holiday that ever happens, Christmas and Mother's Day and my birthday or whatever, the kidlets always pick me out clothes, which I love because I love clothes. I collect clothes. I just, as you guys have seen, I have a huge amount of clothes, just daily content, and I don't wear a lot of the same things very often. Unless they're like my favorite, like hoodies and stuff that you're just always going to find me in. Anyway, point is I got clothes for Mother's Day, and I think my children are really hell bent on getting me into like Gen Z type clothing and stuff, which is fine. Cute outfits, all the things. I currently have this very lovely sweater thing on. The only problem is it barely covers my boobs, like at the bottom. And so well, my abdomen is cold right now. And also, if you see skin or something, hanging out where you normally wouldn't, that's why I'm trying to lean into a style that they think would be fun. And so there's that. New clothes. It's exciting. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about today because we're doing another toilet bomb recipe and test. And I'm going to tell you more about that in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. Barely covers my boobs up here, too. How's it going, Sudzers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 279 of 365 days of soap, and today, as I said, we're doing another toilet bomb recipe test thing. Now, if you haven't caught the other ones, or you don't know what toilet bombs are, it's basically a solid toilet cleaner. And so, no packaging, no liquid, all the cool things. Basically fizzes and foams up in your toilet like it would in a bath, like a bath bomb, but is filled with stuff that actually helps clean and disinfect your toilet and, makes your life easier. So it's cool. We've been playing around with these recipes for a while, and I've been giving you a recipe for each and every one of these. And I think this one is actually my favorite. So let's go to the video. We will, of course, be doing the toilet tests that you guys initially requested, and I'm still continuing to deliver. We're not going to do another one of these recipes, though, because it's still very strange to me to film my toilet. So let's go to the video, and we'll talk about all things toilet bomb and why this one is my new favorite recipe, there. Seriously, such a chilly belly right now, for sure. But yeah, we are doing new toilet bomb recipe, and really the only thing that's changing from the last one is instead of half a cup of SCI, we are adding half a cup of SLSA. Now, SLSA, sodium lauryl sulfoacetate. And so it is a surfactant, much like SCI, but it differs in nature, in composition from SCI, in that it is derived from coconut and palm oil, whereas SCI is primarily derived from palm oil, coconut oil. And so that's the big difference. We have already talked about what constitutes natural and not natural in the SCI video, as well as probably a lot of other videos leading up to now. But basically the TLDR on that is kind of whatever you consider natural if you live within the United States, because there is no official designation for that. and or whatever your country outside of the United States, should there be official designations for that, deem appropriate. Personal taste. It comes down to a lot of personal taste with all of that because, again, derived from coconut oil and palm oil may not mean natural for some people. I have been asked a bunch what my opinions on both of these things are. And first and foremost, I don't actually market my products as natural in the United States because I feel that it's gimmicky as shit and I'm just not going to do it. But two, no, I probably would not market a product like this with a surfactant in it like this as natural. It does not mean necessarily that you're wrong if you choose to do so, though. So there is that. Now, I am making these in half rounds, so they are half the size of the ones that we have tested up to this point for two reasons. One reason, this is what the particular wholesale client likes in their line, half of the full bombs that I've been showing you up to this point. And two, a number of you asked in the SCI video if half is good enough. Half is good enough. You are not going to get the full foam that you would get from, the full bubbling, which we will see later. Like, you're going to get two halves being put into the toilet later because I need to keep the testing consistent. And so up to this point, I have tested a full, round bomb. So I'm going to put two halves in. You get it. But if you're not looking for the big, explosive foam or whatever, yes, one half is more than enough. And again, I have wholesale clients that love the half versions and they can't keep them in stock and it's a grand old time. So yeah, you can just use half. This is how I do it. You can probably also find better molds out there that are cuter and better for these purposes, but so far my clients don't complain. Okay, now on to the test, and see, there's the half. This actually makes the testing a little bit easier too, just to kind of prove that I'm putting three wildly different things into my toilet. Also, while we're doing this, I got some weird comments about the cabinet, the shelf to the left of my toilet being nasty and it needing to be repainted. Okay, that is a distressed bookcase that one of my very dearest friends in the makerspace made for me well over a decade ago. And it was distressed on purpose because 21st century is a thing. And this whole distressed wood thing has been popular for, probably 20 years. It's probably not popular anymore. I have no idea. But I have it, and I have it in this bathroom because one of my very dear friends in the makerspace made it for me. I'm not actively choosing to let things look crappy and run down in my house. Although even if I was, how is that your business? Continuing on. Foam is actually pretty fun in this guy. I like it a lot. And I probably should have sped this all up in this so you can see how it expands over the course of, 3 or 4 minutes. But because I did not speed this up, this actually gives me the opportunity to talk about something that I did not talk about in the SCI video, which is the lightweight nature of these powders, SCI and SLSA. I assume that most of us put on masks when we are making most products, or just in general these days. But you should definitely put on a mask when you are working with SCI or SLSA. And I apologize that I didn't mention that in the SCI video, but if you don't, those things, because it's such a lightweight particle, it definitely gets airborne very quickly and you can inhale it and you will cough. Long-term effects of that are something for a pulmonologist or some such other professional medical, doctor to tell you, but probably bad, I guess. And so, yeah, just put a mask on just so you don't have a coughing fit in the middle of all of this. That would be the one disclaimer I have to do. So there's that. And this lather, this foam is so thick. It's so beautiful. I think SLSA is probably my favorite test that we've done with this so far. So again, if you're not opposed to adding an extra surfactant that may or may not be considered natural, depending on what you do and, want in your line, then yeah, I think SLSA is probably the big winner over SCI, just because I really loved the thickness of the foam and I love the way it cleaned the toilet. So there's that. That's day 279. I promise I am never showing you my toilet ever again, and you can hold me to that. And there they are, the new toilet bombs with a new recipe. So yeah, for the last two, for this one and the last one, if you are not at all opposed to using like a surfactant, like an SCI or an SLSA in your recipes, these ones are good ones. The surfactant-based properties of, the SCI and the SLSA anyway, are going to help out with the cleaning of the toilet. And so that's an extra added bonus, but this one definitely had the foam that I wanted it to do. I did actually test this in one of the smaller toilets, like the more normal shaped toilets in the house, and the foam was a lot bigger, but I didn't film that, so there's no proof of that. So I'm just saying words at this point. But yeah, definitely a cool recipe. The foam is really great on this one. I like it a lot. For sure. If you make it, hey, let me know how it does, where you are and in your toilets, because they're all weirdly shaped differently. And that's odd. But I hope you guys had fun today with the last of the toilet bomb recipes. We're not doing another one. And that's all there is to it. Thank you guys for joining me for another round of 365 days of soap. I'm out of here for today, but I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.